I'm gonna put in cornstarch. There's no, I kind of caught it. Hey guys, what's up? It's Raven. In this video, I am going to be combining two of my favorite things, that is home decor and TikTok. I wanted to try one DIY in particular that I first discovered on TikTok. I have since seen it everywhere, all over social media, but the first place that I saw it was someone doing it on TikTok, so I wanted to try that, as well as, we're gonna see if this other DIY that I have in mind actually works, because it's just something that I thought of. We'll see if it works, we'll see if it looks good. I'm trying to make some home decor accessories to go inside of my cabinet that I have over here in the living room. So yeah, I'm trying to make something that actually looks legit. You know what I mean? I don't want it to look too DIY. I don't want it to look like, oh, okay, yeah, I see what you did there. Because sometimes that just kind of gives like a low quality, cheap look to stuff. And I'm really trying to, like I said in all my other videos, this is like my big girl house. I'm trying to kind of step it up with my decor. I still love doing DIY. I still think having handmade things in your home is beautiful. I have hand painted artwork in my home. I did that painting. If you guys have not seen that video, check it out. So I still like DIY stuff, but I want it to look good. I want it to look like maybe I bought it, maybe I made it. You don't know. So I came across this TikTok by Hannah with the lipstick. This was back in September when she posted this, and she called it DIY faux terracotta vases. And she said that she took ugly thrift store vases and turned them into beautiful terracotta looking pots. But basically you're making it look like nice clay pots without it really being clay. It can be any kind of glass, plastic, metal. I guess I've seen people do this with all different types of materials. So as you can see here, I have plenty of materials. I went thrifting the other day and I got an assortment of vases to try this on. I've mostly seen people have the best luck with doing it on just glass vases, so I pretty much stuck to that. Little side note though, while I was thrifting, I came across these golden candle holders, which I thought were really cute. They're really nice too. They're like heavy. I think I might put them back here on this table. Actually, please hold. What do you think? Can y'all see that? And then I found a bunch of really cool vases. I was essentially just looking for interesting shapes, because over here in my cabinet, it's all gonna be plain white objects, but the objects are gonna be kind of like different textures, different shapes. So it's still interesting. So I got this one, which is like a ridgy little texture. This one is also kind of similar. All of these were like $2 or $3 a piece. This one, which kind of reminds me of like a baby version of this one, which I actually already had this one, I think. Bougie would like to join us for the DIY. Bougie, you cannot do this. I don't think you have the facilities. Then we have this one, which I really like. It's like a very, almost like mid-century modern. It's giving me Art Deco. And also this one is probably my second favorite one. This is actually more like a water pitcher almost type situation. I could see myself serving lemonade with this, maybe, possibly. So then what I learned from the TikTok and also all the other YouTube videos and Instagram posts and everything that I've seen of different people doing this since then is that you can do it a few different ways. Apparently you can do it with just like regular old acrylic paint. You can do it with chalkboard paint. And then what you have to do is you have to mix something gritty kind of into the paint. So you can do it with baking soda or cornstarch or baking powder, apparently. So this is gonna be an experiment. I got several little bowls here. I think I'm gonna do like 3 different ones. You know, let's test out our concoctions and see which ones give the best results. So I got plain pure white matte acrylic paint. I also got kind of an off-white chalkboard paint. And then I got this regular acrylic paint kind of in this like tan color, because the white objects that I have in there, they're not really like pure white. They're kind of slightly off-white. Here's an example of an object that I already had in there. And it's kind of like, it's like a little dulled down, but not in a yellow way, more in a bougie, get down. It's definitely not like eggshell, like it's not yellowy, it's more almost like a little touch of gray. I don't know, let's start mixing and see. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna start off with the regular matte white as my base for all of them. Ooh, lordy. So let me just do like equal amounts in all these bowls. And that's just like really like printer paper white. So I'm gonna mix in some of the more kind of off-white chalk paint. And then we're just doing an experiment. So for the first bowl, I'm gonna put in cornstarch. There's no, I kind of caught it. I was gonna say there's no measurements for this. It's just kind of until you get like a thick, pasty consistency, I guess. And then for the second bowl, we're gonna try it with the baking soda. Again, I'm eyeballing it. Once you start doing a lot of art projects and DIYs, I feel like you get kind of good at like eyeballing stuff to just get like the texture that you want. So I don't know, hopefully. Oh my God, I'm making such a mess already. Okay, third bowl has baking powder. So baking soda and baking powder. Why do my hands look like this and I haven't even started painting yet? I bought these big brushes. Okay, plastic knives actually for mixing. So here we have, this is the cornstarch paint. Ooh, she thick. I might have put a little too much. Oh wait, here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay, kind of looks like toothpaste or something. Next we have the baking soda. Okay, this one's not as thick. And I can tell it's just like a little bit more, I don't know, gritty. I feel like I need more because it's not really doing much to the texture of the paint. There we go. Okay. Slightly different, not that much different. You just have to use a lot more baking soda than cornstarch. Then we have the baking powder. Woo! Okay, this is getting a lot more clumpy. I'm making such a mess. Okay, yeah, okay. Baking powder is acting different. She's different. She's not like the other girls. Oh, wow. She's clumpy. She's turning into Play-Doh. This is no longer even paintable. So we're definitely gonna have to put more paint in there to re-liquefy it. Does anyone ever get the urge to taste stuff like this? Like, it doesn't matter what kind of toxic material I know it is. If it has like a creamy, thick, gooey texture, like I just have such an urge to taste it. I'm not gonna taste it. I'm not gonna taste it, okay? But doesn't it just look so tasteable? It looks like buttercream frosting or something. No, this looks like marshmallow fluff. That's what this looks like. Why do I wanna lick this so bad? And it doesn't help that I'm doing it with a bowl and a knife like it's food. Okay, not gonna taste it. Let's see, is this gritty enough? Now the other ones don't seem gritty enough, but let's just start testing it out. I'm gonna lay down some printer paper so I don't mess up my countertops any more than I already have. What? Oh my God, I already got white paint on my $70 sweatpants. Ah! Okay, let's start with this little one. Let's just start easy and simple. And let's start with, this is Miss Cornstarch. And I'm gonna do like this big brush. Oh, she's so thick. And then people said to just do it in side to side motions because that makes it look more like a handmade clay pot, because when you make clay, you're kind of going like this. So I don't know. So far, this just kind of looks like paint. It's not giving me texture like I thought it would. I'm painting it really thick so it gives it like texture and making sure I really cover it. I'm also gonna paint kind of the inside top part just so that, because you can kind of see that. Good thing about this is that it does not have to be precise because you want it to have texture. So you don't have to have like perfect brush strokes. Okay, so first one done. Kind of boring looking right now. I'm just really interested to see how it dries. So we'll have to check back. Then I think I'm ready to do some of my favorite ones. We're gonna do the rigidy one. Let me get this sticker off. I probably also could have wiped these down with like alcohol or Windex or something just to make sure it's like a completely clean surface, because sometimes paint and stuff doesn't really want to stick to stuff if it's not like totally clean. But I'm lazy, so we're not gonna do that. But for those of you following along at home, consider wiping down your vases really well before you paint so the paint sticks. I have heard some people say that like when it dries, it kind of wants to crack and fall off. I don't feel like getting up and getting all them. We're not gonna do it. It's fine. These are pretty clean. Now, this is Miss, ooh, Fluffy Girl. Who was Fluffy Girl? Baking powder? Baking powder is gonna be this rigidy one. Oh my God, you guys. I'm gonna have to go to the store and get some marshmallow fluff after this. I can't handle it. Ooh, okay. Slightly different texture, not too different, but just like a little bit more gritty, I would say, slightly. And we'll have to see if these really require 2 coats. Cause I mean, I'm looking at it now and it looks pretty covered, but once it dries, I might decide to do a 2nd coat. Okay, so this is Miss Baking Powder. And then we have baking soda. So for baking soda, I'm gonna do this one. I hope it turns out good because this is like my favorite one. Come on, sticker, don't give me a hard time. All the other stickers came off so easily. Don't make me break out the glue gun. Dang it, the other stickers came off so easy and this one is like looking like that. So now I have to go into sticker removal mode. This is the stuff that I usually use to remove stickers off of stuff. Well, I ended up having to break out the Windex after all because this Goo Gone stuff is really oily. And now that this has this oily residue, I know the paint's not gonna wanna stick to that. So I definitely have to wipe this down, which I probably should have did that anyway, so whatever. The arts and crafts gods were looking at me like, girl, you gonna Windex this vase one way or another. Okay, now we can go in with Miss Baking Soda. Okay, baking soda. Oh yeah, this one is even grittier, but like a very fine grit. I kind of feel like I'm already gonna like this one the best, like this mixture with the baking soda, because just even looking at the wet paint, I know you're not gonna be able to see it on camera, but it just has like a very fine grit texture to it, which really reminds me of clay already. So I feel like this is gonna look really good when it dries. And I think baking soda is the most popular, but it was kind of like if you don't have baking soda lying around, you can try cornstarch or baking powder. So I wanted to try all 3 just to let y'all know which one was the best. Okay, this vase shape is like harder to get I'm gonna have to like get the horizontal lines going. Like it was spinning on the pottery wheel, you know? Oh, this one is hard. I can't get the texture to go smoothly around the whole thing. I need like a Lazy Susan. Haha, Lazy Susan, so I can spin as I paint. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So let's see, I can spin it. Now it's like a pottery wheel. See, we're getting authentic. Well, that's about as good as we're gonna get on this one. So we have baking soda, cornstarch, baking powder. I'm gonna let these dry and see if they need a 2nd coat and see how they turn out. And based off of that, then I will decide what I wanna use for the rest of my vases that I have yet to do, but I just wanna use these as an experiment first to see how they turn out. Now for my other idea. So my other idea was kind of inspired by this TikTok faux terracotta vase DIY, where you take something from the thrift store and you just paint over it to make it look how you want it to look. I have really wanted some of those faux books. I don't even know how else to describe them. They're literally just like plain fake books that you can put on bookshelves. I see them all the time in Restoration Hardware photos. And I think Restoration Hardware sells sets of them, but they're like expensive for what they are. So I'm like, you know what? Why can't I just take an actual book and paint over it to make it all white like I want it to look? So while I was at the thrift store, I came across these Britannica encyclopedia books. They kind of have like this leathery outer feel to them. I don't know. I mean, it's probably not leather, but it kind of feels leathery, and they almost have like a leathery type texture to it too. So in my mind, I just want the whole thing to be white, like just white. No writing, no nothing. I want to try it with these paint concoctions because the ones that I've seen like on Restoration Hardware, they almost look like they're like book statues. So I've seen that, and I think it would be cool to give the clay effect to the outside of the book too. But also I think it would be fine to just go ahead and paint it with just regular white paint and have it just be flat, matte, like not adding any extra texture to it. So I think I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna do one book with my mixture. I think I'll just use the baking soda mixture because that one was like the smoothest. And then I'll do another book with just regular white paint. I know it's not nice to deface books like this, but it's an encyclopedia, who really cares? And all the information is still gonna be on the inside, If you ever need this book, you can still read it. So anyway, here goes nothing. I'm just gonna take this mixture that I did with the baking soda and literally just paint over this. Okay. It's actually covering really well. I think I might be onto something. think I should stick to vertical brush strokes for this. So this is looking like it might need 2 coats, and I'm gonna have to wait for it to dry anyway so I can flip it over and do the other side. But I can at least start by painting the front cover and the spine and get like 1 good coat on there. Wow, I think this might actually give me the look I'm wanting. And this will definitely save me money because the store-bought ones are like really expensive for it to just be a fake book. Now for the spine, see if it covers up this metallic. Oh, covers it right up. Wow, okay. It covered up the dark color a lot better than I thought it would with just 1 coat. Okay, so there's 1 coat done. Again, I'm gonna flip it over after it dries and then I'll probably do a 2nd coat. Honestly, I don't even really wanna try it with the regular paint anymore because I'm really liking how this one is looking already. Should I do it anyway just for the sake of science? I guess I'll do it for you guys. This one actually has a little bit of color on it. It's got like this red part, so hopefully I can cover that up. So to kind of try to match the color, I'm gonna use the same 2 paints that I did, but just not mixing any extra stuff into it. Kind of just like equal parts. So this should still give me a nice matte finish because it is matte paint and chalk paint, but it's just probably not gonna be as textured or like gritty as the other one, but we'll see. So yeah, this is just thinner and smoother because it doesn't have any powder or grit mixed into it. Definitely gonna need a 2nd coat on this though. Okay, so I'm gonna let all of my creations dry, do the 2nd coat on the books, kind of let everything set and be fully done, and then I'll be back to show you guys the results. Okay guys, so it has been a couple hours and I think just as I suspected, the one with the baking soda, which was this one, turned out the best. It just has like the best finely grainy texture that I think looks the most realistic to make it look like pottery. I mean, they all look pretty good. Just these other 2 just look more like paint, like this one, which I think was the one with the cornstarch. Like it doesn't really show any special texture necessarily. Like you can kind of see a little bit of texture on there, but for the most part, it just looks like matte paint. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but there's nothing like too special about it compared to this one where you can like really see the ridges. And then this one, kind of same thing as this one. Like it just doesn't look too special. It just mostly just looks like paint. I don't know. I definitely prefer the baking soda. If you're gonna try this, I recommend chalk paint with baking soda. Then we have, this is the book that I did with just regular paint. You can see it definitely needs another coat because you can kind of see that darkness still kind of showing through there. But I mean, it dried nice and matte, it looks good. And then this is the one that I did with the actual baking soda paint. So it just has like a thicker layer on it. It doesn't look like it needs another coat as much. So yeah, this one that I actually did with the textured paint, it just gave a really nice effect. Like I said, it's kind of making it look like my inspo, which are almost like the books that look like they're made of stone or something. I don't know if y'all can tell on camera, but in person, it definitely has kind of almost like that stone looking texture. And I think once I do a 2nd layer, and of course I got to do the back too, I think it'll give the effect that I'm wanting once I put it in the cabinet. So I'm gonna do a 2nd coat on here, finish painting both books, and then finish painting my other vases now that I know that the baking soda mixture is the best. And then I'm gonna put everything in the cabinet and we'll see how it looks. Okay guys, so I finished painting everything. I put extra coats on the things that needed it. Again, I ended up really liking the paint that was mixed in with the baking soda for everything actually. I just feel like it gave the best effect. And I think the pieces turned out really good. I arranged them in my cabinet kind of evenly mixed in with my already store-bought pieces. And I really like the way that the store-bought pieces are more glossy, but the ones I made are super matte and look more like stoneware or pottery. And overall, I think it gives like a really good vibe. I don't think it gives off like a super DIY vibe. I think I achieved what I was aiming for. So I highly recommend this DIY. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.